You have to draw a line in the sand. You have to build some boundaries.
Maybe I'm not the right one for it.
I'm to a point where I don't want to try anymore.
You are hurting yourself. This is something we see regularly.
What is someone in your life fighting for? And how can you be there for them?
The next question we have, this woman says, I wanted to know, how do I trust my husband again? How do I help him build trust?
As we've stated many times, when we get a written question, we wonder about all the details behind it that would help us know how to answer the question. But of course, when you're writing questions and we're giving answers to it, it's just almost impossible to do that. So I have to speak in general terms here because I don't know what it is that he's done. I mean, did he gamble away the family retirement? Did he have an affair with somebody? Did he just tell a lot of lies? I mean, I don't know what he did.
Was
obviously.
it porn like the issue before?
Yeah, or was it the fact you got upset because he was watching pornography or something like that? Whatever the issue, if you're going to help him rebuild your trust, and I'm assuming that's what you mean by the question, you really want him to help. You want to help him rebuild your trust in him. Then here's how you do that. First of all, try not to speak in terms of what he must do, but in terms of what you want. Now you're going to actually set some must, but let me get to that in just a minute. Rather than saying, oh, let's just say then that whatever he was doing took a lot of money. And so one way you can help rebuild trust is if you handle the money where you know where every dollar goes. Rather than saying, I can't trust you because of the fact that that cost a lot of money before and you're going to wind up spending money like that again, so I'm going to handle the money because you're not trustworthy. Don't do it that way. Because if you do it that way, it's an attack. And what people do when they get attacked is they become defensive. They become resentful. Instead, say it like this: I need some security. Now, you know that what you did before was expensive. And so one way I can get security is if I handle all the money. I'm not saying you're incompetent. I'm not saying you can't handle the money. I'm saying I need to do this for my security, and I want you to agree to it. Now you're thinking, well, what if he doesn't? Then you can go a step further and say, but if we're going to put this back together, if we're going to make this marriage work, I've got to have security in certain areas, and that's one of the areas where I have to have it. So I'm willing to listen to your proposal. I mean, we can compromise on this, but it's got to be something where I can feel comfortable that you're not out there doing that anymore. So it can have to do with money. It can have to do with location. For example, a couple of friends I know where that she was doing a lot of things and they straightened it up, put the marriage back together. She just makes her cell phone available to him. Hey, you can see everybody I've talked to. You can look at the GPS and see where I've been. So ask for whatever it is that you need, but try not to ask for too much. Remember the lady that had set 50 different criteria?
Yes.
50? You can't do that. That doesn't work. Pick as few as you can, 2, 3 at the most. But these are the things that I'm asking of you, and I ask that we do this for a blank period of time.
Yeah, and don't come across, this isn't your chance to get to control.
No.
And that is really a fine line, because once we're presented this option of, well, now he's done this, and so therefore I can get him to do whatever I want. That's not the time for this.
No.
Like Joe is saying, this is more of what do you need, what is necessary to rebuild the trust in this area. If it had nothing to do, if he didn't break your trust because of finances, then you shouldn't talk about the finances.
Exactly.
It's not relatable. It's not related to the issue.
No, so for example, if it was the fact that you're offended because your family was looking at internet pornography, then you establish rules about that. Hey, let's put a keystroke logger on your computer, and therefore it sends to me every keystroke that you do, every site that you visit, and I can see that. That helps create accountability for you, and it gives security to me. Remember, you speak in terms of, I need this for me. If we're going to have what we need, I need to be able to trust you again. Now again, I suggest you put a time limit on it. Now you may wind up doing it a lot longer, but don't start off with like this is going to be for the rest of your life, because people, they react to that like I'm going to be in jail, if you were. It's going to be like I'm a child. Say for the next 6 months, and then let's evaluate it again then. You could even say for the next year, but I think 6 months works even better than that. And then we'll evaluate it at that point. What I'm asking you to do is to do this for me so that I can feel safe. There's your key word. I'm asking you to do this for me so I can feel safe in a relationship. Don't attack. Do it that way. Now figure it out, whatever it is in your situation. No more than 3, hopefully only a couple, maybe even just one. And you can do this. Just don't attack.
And like the question we had earlier, if your spouse is going to be moving towards getting your trust back, then on your part, don't continue to hold it against them.
Yes.
So this is both of you moving forward at the same time. You don't get to, like the person earlier who said they're holding this card over me just with me watching, I had watched pornography. Continue to move forward in forgiving. You don't want to keep holding it onto it moving forward.
I agree.
Absolutely.